Bonjour les Frenchies, it's me Madame, and today I'm going to go over the pronunciation for our vocab list all about les vêtements et les couleurs, clothing and colors. And we're also going to start off by talking about some phrases that you would hear if you were shopping for clothing in a French-speaking country or in France itself. So the first phrase that you should know about is something that somebody would ask you if you enter a store. Je peux vous aider? Je peux vous aider? And if you remember last year, at the very beginning of the year, we talked about peut, as in je ne peux pas, j'aide ma mère, or je ne peux pas, je dois faire mes devoirs, or something like that. Peut means to be able to do something. So in this case, this person is asking you if they can help you. Aider is an ER verb that means to help. So if you entered any store in France or a French-speaking country, you would hear the question, je peux vous aider? Or you would also hear, peux-je vous aider? Which is inversion, but it's the same question. You might respond to that, je cherche, and then you would tell what you are looking for. Je cherche means I'm looking for something, and chercher is the ER verb that means to look for. So for example, you could say, je cherche un pullover rouge. I'm looking for a red sweater, or whatever you're looking for. You can also ask them specific questions about items. You can say, vous avez un jean? And that's asking if they have any jeans. And then specifically, you can tag on extra phrases at the end in order to ask questions about what you're looking for. You could say, vous avez un jean en bleu, which means, do you have jeans that are blue? Or you could say en noir, which is jeans that are black, or en blanc, which is jeans that are white. Any color, you can say en and then the color. And then after that, you can talk about what size you're looking for. In this case, it's 38, and they use European sizing. So en 38 is referring to a specific size. So in this case, you're asking, do you have jeans that are blue in size 38? And that's a pretty specific question, but the more specific you can be, the better answer you will get. The next question is something that somebody might ask you if you haven't been as specific. If they ask de quelle couleur, they're asking what color you're looking for. And you could say, respond with any color. You could say rouge or vert or bleu or orange or anything that you're looking for in a specific color. And then after that, somebody might ask you, quelle taille faites-vous? And taille is a word that we have seen in the word taille crayon. And taille crayon is a pencil sharpener. And that kind of literally brings a pencil into the shape you want it to be in. The word taille means size. So, quelle taille faites-vous means what size are you? And we don't use être with this, we use faire. So literally it means what size are you doing or do you? But we want to, just so you know, this means what size are you? Quelle taille faites-vous? And then if you want to give just a general commentary about whether something is stylish, you can say that that clothing item est à la mode. À la mode is something that you see for ice cream, but it literally means in fashion or in style. So I could say, le jean est à la mode. These jeans are trendy or fashionable. So let's go through and repeat all of these phrases and questions together. Repeat after me. Je peux vous aider? Je peux vous aider? Je cherche. Je cherche. Vous avez un jean, un bleu, un 38. Vous avez un jean, un bleu, un 38. De quelle couleur? De quelle couleur? De quelle couleur? Quelle taille faites-vous? Quelle taille faites-vous? Le pull est à la mode. Le pull est à la mode. Next, we'll go over the verbs that you'll need to know for this section, and these all have to do with shopping and buying things at a store. Aider, we talked about, means to help. Aider. Chercher means to look for something. Chercher. And then acheter means to buy something, which we've seen last year. Acheter. Acheter. And here we go into our actual items of clothing. We have a bunch of sets of clothing here, and that refers to an ensemble. An ensemble. And an ensemble, if we know anything about band or orchestra, there are ensembles, or ensemble means together. In this case, an ensemble is an outfit. There are a lot of different ways to say coat in French. So here are a few of them. We have une veste, which is like a jacket. Une veste. There is un manteau, and that's more of like a trench coat. Un manteau. And then there's the ones that we use a lot of times in the winter. A heavier winter coat is un anorak. An anorak. So if you like buy a lot of clothes at North Face in the wintertime, usually those are anorak. Here are a few types of shirts. We have un pull, which is short for un pullover, or a pullover, and that is a sweater. Un t-shirt we have learned already, and it's a cognate, so it means the same thing in French and in English. And we have un sweat, which is a sweatshirt. Then we have two types of shirts, and these are pretty much the same thing. They're button-down shirts, but you'll notice that they have different names. And there's one word for a button-down shirt for guys, and there's another word for a button-down shirt for girls. And really, the only difference between these two is a girl's shirt is like a little more fitted and tailored, and a guy's shirt is a little more loose and boxy. The one thing I want you to notice for this is that the guy's shirt is a feminine word, and the girl's shirt is a masculine word. So for whatever reason, button-down shirts are the opposite gender when we're talking about what gender they are for shirts. So répétez, we have une chemise, and we kind of slur through that E, that first E in chemise. And then for the ladies' shirt, it is un chemisier. Un chemisier. Then here are all the pants and things. There's un pantalon, which is pants. There is un jean, which is jeans. And then there are des leggings, which are leggings, obviously. Another cognate. One thing I want you to notice about pantalon and jean are that they are considered singular. Even though in America we talk about pants and jeans with an S, in French they are singular words. So even though we're saying un pantalon, we're not talking about like a leg of pants or a leg of jeans for un jean. They're still talking about like jeans and pants like we would normally say them. Oh, we should listen and repeat. Un pantalon. Un pantalon. Un jean. Un jean. And that is a soft J sound. It's not a jean, it's a jean. And then des leggings. Des leggings. Here are some more fancy ladies' clothes. We have une robe, which is not a bathrobe. It is a dress. Une jupe, which is a skirt. And des bas, which is tights. And that S at the end of bas is silent, as a normal final S would be in French. So it's kind of like what a sheep says. The sheep says bas. Bas, bas, bas. Okay, so pronounce after me. Une robe. Une robe. Une jupe. Une jupe. Des bas. Des bas. The next word we have is un maillot de bain. And we may have learned about un maillot last year, which was a jersey, but un maillot de bain is a swimsuit, and it means the same thing for a women's swimsuit or a men's swimsuit. So I've included a women's one-piece swimsuit on here, and usually a one-piece is un maillot de bain, and then a bikini is un bikini. And there are other types of swimsuits as well, but let's just remember maillot de bain because it means the same thing for a girl's suit and a guy's suit. So répétez, un maillot de bain, de bain, un maillot de bain, un maillot de bain. Then we have footwear, and you've seen some of these words before. We have des chaussures, répétez, des chaussures, which are shoes. Just that's a general word for shoes. It could be any shoe. And then we have, which we've seen many times, des bottes, des bottes. And then there are des chaussettes, and those are socks. Now, these are all plural because there's more than one in a pair, but remember that if we're talking about them individually, they are all feminine words. Une chaussure, une botte, and une chaussette. Here are some accessories. A men's necktie is une cravate, une cravate. And kind of a fancy scarf that a woman would wear around her neck, or a guy if he wanted to, is un foulard. Un foulard. And this is different from the écharpe we talked about. Une écharpe is more of like a knitted scarf, but this foulard is more of like a delicate silk scarf. And the French are very well known for wearing scarves, so it's important that you know that word. And then a general word for a hat is un chapeau. Un chapeau. Now we go to the colors, and I want you to keep in mind for these colors is that there is agreement in gender and in quantity for pretty much all of them. So, for example, we start with blue. Bleu is the masculine form. Bleu with an E is the feminine form. Bleu with an S is the plural masculine form, and bleu with the ES is the plural feminine form. So I've included all of the forms on this slideshow. However, if we were talking about, and I've just used t-shirts for the colors to demonstrate the colors, because you can find a t-shirt in like any color ever. But keep in mind that if we were describing these t-shirts, we would be using the masculine form of all of these words. Okay, so I'm going to have you repeat after me, and bleu in all four forms sounds the same. So répétez, bleu, bleu. The next color is vert, vert, and that's green. With this feminine form, vert with an E, it has more of a hard T sound, so you would say vert instead of vert. And that's the same in the feminine plural. So repeat after me, follow my mouse. Vert, vert. And masculine plural is vert again. And feminine plural is vert again. And we have purple. So we have violet and violette, which is a fancy, pretty girl's name. And then here are the plural forms below that. We again have violet with an S and violette with an S. White gets a little weird. So it doesn't really follow the same pattern as the others. For example, the feminine form adds an HE at the end. So the masculine form for white is blanc, blanc, and the feminine form is blanche, blanche. And that makes an SH sound at the end, blanche. And then they sound the same in the plural form, blanc and blanche. Only we know that they have an S at the end, and you would figure that out based on context. Oops, too far. The next one is black, and these are all pronounced the same way. Noir, 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 and noir. So répétez, classe. Noir. After that, we have gray. And again, these are all pretty much pronounced, well, I take that back. They're not pronounced the same way. The masculine form is pronounced gris, gris with a silent S. And the feminine form is pronounced grise with a pronounced S. And the plural is gris and grise as well. One thing you should notice is, especially because this masculine form of gris already has an S at the end, when you move to the plural form, you don't need to add an extra S. It stays the same. And again, you would be able to figure out which one was used based on context. So if I said les t-shirts gris, since I used les to describe the t-shirts, I know it's a plural. And so I know gris is also a plural word. Now we go to some colors that only have singular and plural forms. There are no masculine or feminine forms for the colors that you're about to see. So the first one is yellow, and that's pronounced jaune. Jaune. And the next is orange, orange. Orange. After that is rose, rose. Then there's beige, which is like a creamy khaki color, and that's pronounced beige, beige. And finally we have brown, and I left brown for last because there's only one form of it. There's marron, and that's all you get. There's also the word brun and brune, which you can use as well, but in our textbook they're only talking about marron, so that's the only one I'm going to have you responsible for. And if you remember, we also used that when it came to eye color, when we talked about physical descriptions last year. So marron means brown. And La Classe de Français, that's all I have for you with this vocab list. Make sure that you watch this maybe a couple times so you can practice pronunciation and then practice on your own. Do a Quizlet, quiz somebody over FaceTime, maybe make your own Kahoot, or I don't know if you can do a Gimkit, but it would be something that would be a good idea to do. So that is all for today. I hope you have a wonderful time, and I'm going to cut off this video at approximately 17 minutes and 35 seconds. Au revoir!